Put me in the boxing ring with Ilhan Omar, and she has to fight me in order to keep her citizenship. Every time anything professional's happening and that little fucking Somali and bean face is sitting there popping off, I'm like, fucking deport her. I've had enough.
Wait, there's more. Where you at, player? Oh, I got you.
Just voted to remove a Democrat from a major committee. Ilhan Omar was removed from the House Foreign Affairs Committee by a party line vote of 218 to 211.
And this is exactly why we need to go on here and start lobbying our own fucking politicians. What the fuck is 211 Democrats saying no for? Bitch, you had to be a citizen to become a fucking congressman. Stupid motherfucker. What part of she fucking lied to get the job don't you understand? You just gonna let her go in? That mean anybody can infiltrate our fucking government, stupid motherfuckers?
Okay.
I was teaching a seminar on citizenship once, and a student raised her hand with a question that stopped me cold. She said, "Professor, what happens when someone represents two different places at the same time? Like, whose interests do they actually serve?" I told her that's one of the oldest questions in political philosophy. And history has answered it the same way every single time. You can't serve two masters. Eventually, you have to choose. And when you make that choice, one side will never trust you again. That conversation came back to me this week when I started watching what's developing with Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. Now, before I go further, let me be clear about what I'm seeing. I'm not talking about one event or one controversy. I'm talking about a pattern. A pattern I've seen play out dozens of times across history. A pattern that always ends the same way. Omar represents Minnesota's 5th district, large Somali population. She came here as a refugee, became a citizen, got elected to Congress. That's the American story, right? The whole point of this country, come here, become American, participate in democracy. But here's what I'm watching develop, and this is what interests me as someone who studies how these things unfold. Omar has been advising her Somali constituents on how to handle encounters with immigration enforcement, telling them their rights, how to avoid answering questions, what not to say. Now, she can argue that's just legal advice. Everyone has rights. Fair enough. But Republicans are calling for her deportation, Texas congressmen circulating petitions, Elon Musk saying she's breaking the law, other representatives demanding investigations. That's the surface story. That's what everyone's talking about. But that's not what interests me. What interests me is the pattern underneath. Because I've seen this pattern before. In Athens, in Rome, in every republic that's ever existed. And if history is any guide, I can tell you exactly how this ends. Let me explain what I mean. When I farmed, I learned something about irrigation systems. You can't water two fields in opposite directions with the same pump. The physics don't work. Water flows downhill. You have to choose which field gets the water first. You can alternate, sure, but at any given moment, one field is getting water and the other isn't. Politics works the same way. Loyalty isn't infinite. Resources aren't infinite. Time isn't infinite. When you represent people, you're constantly making choices about whose interests come first, and those choices reveal where your real loyalties lie.
Sean, in the words of Congresswoman Omar, I love you like a brother. And I want you to understand, I'm not trying to dodge your question. I just want to answer it in a little different way. I don't hate anyone, but I will shed no tears for the Ayatollah Khomeini. He won the coin toss, and he elected to receive. And boy, did he receive. May he rest in pieces. He died with the blood of millions of people under his fingernails.
We're here eagerly awaiting for Ilhan Omar to speak. Ilhan Omar is famous for many, many things. And I want to speak very softly and respectfully here.
Ilhan Omar, did you consummate the marriage to your brother? Which is worse, immigration fraud or brother fucking? Are there any other relatives you fancy, Ilhan? How did your brother propose to you?
All right.
Tax billionaire free. recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. I did not.
Yes, you.
Again, this is like what I said.
I have to point out Ilhan Omar. She repulses me, and I'm trying to find out why, because she's not unattractive. She has an unusual amount and kind of anger. She has no right to that level of rage in the United States of America, the country who gave her corrupt ass a new life. It's not like she's a homeless Vietnam vet who can't get services and should be enraged at the government. She should be kissing the ground she walks on instead of spitting on it. And her anger is also reminds me of the radical who, given power, would destroy you. She would show no mercy for you if you were below her. Like, the look on her face is somebody who would step on your neck instead of giving you a hand. And that is not the kind of person we should have in our leadership. It's not the type of person we should have in this country. And if we find out that she screwed up on her immigration stuff, she's got to go.
Yes, when somebody opened their doors to you and say, come and live in my house, that the same way they open the door, they also have the right to kick you out. It's not a right, it's a privilege. You are not African American. You were refugees. You were refugees. Even your children born here can be deported, because the citizenship law was not passed for you. It was passed for the African American and their ancestors and their children. So you and I having it is a privilege. It's not a right. But where you forgot all of that. You came into the country. You live on free food, free home, free education. Meanwhile, the Black American who fought for it suffered. They suffered. They hardly get the opportunity that you get. But in return, what do? You turn around and shout, "Allahu Akbar." You shout, you want to bring Somalia to America. If you love Somalia that much, why don't you ask for voluntary repatriation? The UN can repatriate you to Somalia, any part of Somalia you want, and go fight and make Somalia a better place. But like I said, we immigrants will not be silent. We will speak against you. And for those from the Middle East, other Middle Eastern refugees will stand up. But I will say this, you Somalis have become an embarrassment for us Africans living in the U.S. You Somalis have embarrassed us Africans living in the U.S. You have embarrassed every other refugees from Africa that is living here on temporary status. Do you ignore that countries went through war and they granted them temporary status and they've been living here? Do you understand? When was the last time you saw Guinean trying to bring Guinea culture to America? When was the last time you saw Liberians, Sierra Leone, and Ivorians trying to bring their country culture over here to impose it on American? We don't. Only you, Somali, do. Only you believe that you must overthrow the government of America and turn America into Somalia and turn America into Islamic country. And for you, Omar, I pray you get deported, you and your brother. I pray that both of you get deported, and I pray you two be the first. And I appreciate the Trump administration for suspending the temporary protection status for all Somalis.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. Keep God first, and the rest will follow.